What do you want people to remember when they think about ClearCom?
Our ability to facilitate you to do your work. We enable you to do your work in a very effective manner. And that is something that you can take for granted. If you have always walked up to your desk and there is a fully functioning, well-configured intercom system sitting in front of you, but if you don't have it, life is not as fun. So, we are an infrastructure piece. It is not always the most glamorous one. When it works really, really well and is configured to your needs, you don't even notice it, and that actually is our goal.
What is ClearCom?
ClearCom is a company that provides communication solutions to our users. The communication solutions that are a little bit unique in their shape and form. Obviously, we all communicate using various types of devices today, but ClearCom provides something that's a little bit unique, which is the ability to press a button and be heard right now.
What have you got that's new for us?
We can now take various disciplinaries that we need for our productions, and we can buy them for the project, right? So, you have a production going on, you can buy a service, a piece of software, whatever that may be, for let's say a month. You don't want the capital to sit on your shelf when you're not using it, right? So you can simply ramp up. And once the production is over, you take down. The cloud is brilliant to facilitate this. And with our GNIC virtual intercom service, we can do this now for a traditional production intercom system.
That not renting, but accessing the gear, I guess it's renting the gear for the duration of a production is really smart. So thank you. That was a good idea.
I would say that it's also a key for the agility of, our modern day creators. You don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know what your needs are going to be after you're done with this particular project. And so therefore, this is ideal to at least get started out to try something new.
Well, the thing is, when ClearCom started, everybody was working out of fixed facilities, and you were installing an intercom system in a building that was not going to go away for a long time. But so much is being done, not just remotely, meaning in distance, but they're on location, and They only need the gear for a short period of time, and it's got to be able to move.
Yeah.
This is a smart decision.
I would say that ClearCom historically has had a little bit of both. So we have had very elaborate systems that have gone into permanent installations, like you mentioned. Often in institution, when broadcasting was basically in some countries a state function, if you will. But also on the other side of the coin, we had a lot of live performance. Some of that is installed permanently, let's say in a theater or performing arts facility. But some of that is deployed on as needed basis. So we always had both of these kind of usage scenarios catered for. But here is the difference. You don't have a physical item that you need dedicated for your intercom system. You can use your phone or your tablet, which you may be using for other things as well. And once you're done, it goes away.
What do I need? Let's say that I'm here in this hall, the exhibit hall, and I want to do a live broadcast from it. It's here for 2 days and it goes away. What do I need from ClearCom to pull that off? I need people that can wander around that are on headsets,
Yeah.
and at a central control point maybe. What is that central control point, and what am I getting? What's my hardware configuration?
Well, so the first thing for you to determine is it's three things really. How many users do you need? What kind of feature set do you need? What are the capabilities that will suffice for your deployment?
For example, what are my options?
So let's say you only need, less than 12 channels, which are plenty for a lot of people. And you do not have any need to interface to things like two-way radios or an in-house intercom system and so on. There's a feature set that we offer for that type of user. If you need like let's call it a hybrid solution. Perhaps there is a TV truck that comes and you need to be able to be queued from the TV truck or vice versa. Then there's another feature set for allowing you to do that. But let's say you're in the fully virtual world. You can have applications running on your tablets, your phones or your laptop. Those effectively serve as your intercom user stations. You can have access to all the channels that you need, be that 1 or 24 or something in between, let's say. And then a web browser to access our configuration utility, which is on the public internet in the cloud, available around the world.
Where are you seeing the market right now? What are people buying ClearCom? I mean, clearly in the past it may have been broadcasters or larger enterprises, but they've been under a lot of budget pressure recently. Are you seeing other markets develop?
Absolutely.
What are they?
So let's say just live performance. Live performance, that's actually where ClearCom comes from. In 1968, there was a club in San Fransisco. The shows were getting louder and louder, and you had the likes of Janis Joplin and the Grateful Dead popping by the Doors. Imagine that. And people needed to be able to cue the show. Like, let's start this as a proper show, and you couldn't do that with a post-it note or somebody flickering their flashlight towards the stage to cue that the show was about to start. Like that's where we come from originally. And okay, so you mentioned that the broadcast is under some pressures, right? Some commercial realities that are happening there. But on what has happened at the same time in content creation, look at the Netflixes and the Amazons of the world and the Apples that have been cranking out content for us to watch via streaming media. That still needs to be produced somewhere. And there's still a crew that puts those things together, and they are facilitated by an intercom system, often not as elaborate perhaps as at a big broadcaster, but still an intercom system, and they so happen to be very well versed in using the workflows that our live performance customers have been accustomed to. So we have kind of seen things shift. I don't know if you've heard this term that broadcast is dead. It's just different. Like I don't think it's dead. We have never consumed as much content as we do today.
What do you want people to remember when they think about ClearCom?
Our ability to facilitate you to do your work. We enable you to do your work in a very effective manner. And that is something that you can take for granted if you have always walked up to your desk and there is a fully functioning, well-configured intercom system sitting in front of you. But if you don't have it, life is not as fun. So, we are an infrastructure piece. It is not always the most glamorous one. When it works really, really well and is configured to your needs, you don't even notice it. And that actually is our goal.